Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for, actually it's not another one, because we back. We back with American Horror Story. Did y'all see some commercial? Did you see a trailer? Did you see anything? Because this crept up on me. I was not ready. Hence why I'm late. But we gonna catch up. We gonna catch up. I ain't too far behind. It was a 2-episode premiere. I'm just like, I didn't even know we was getting a new season. I mean, not this soon. I knew we had a new season coming, but I didn't think that it was gonna be this soon. Anyway, this is American Horror Story NYC. This is season 11, episode 1, Something's Coming. So we see this pilot and his crew. They arrive at a hotel. The pilot, he's headed to his room and he runs into one of his flight attendants. She got on her nightgown. It's almost like she was looking out the peephole to see if he was coming around. Of course, she throwing herself at him, trying to have a nightcap. And he's flattered, but he's married. And she's like, you know what? The crazy thing about these rings, we can take them off. Girl, put your damn ring on. He like, nah, mine don't come off. Not for the girls, that is. Not for the girls. Anyway, it's New York City, 1981. We see him taking off his pilot uniform and putting on his Nightwalker Village People outfit. I didn't know that this was another. See, the community, there are so many layers. It's so nuanced, and I didn't know this was a thing. The leather community. Who knew? Who knew? I would have put them in the same category as the bikers, because, I would associate biker chicks, biker guys with leather, right? Am I just by myself with that? Like, I really didn't know that we had a whole biker, I mean, not biker, but leather community within the LGBTQ community. I'm sorry, y'all, if I left off another letter to the LGBT. Is it LGBTQIA? Or is it just LGBTQ? It's LGBTQIA, right? Y'all will correct me. Anyway, he heads out and he ends up at a bathhouse brothel type of situation. And so he just cheat with the boys. The next day, the police arrive to the scene of a crime. A body has been found and it's missing its head. And so then we flip and it's 2 scientists or doctors. They're looking at this specimen that could potentially be an epidemic. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got the gays. We have epidemic. Okay. Anyway, they need to alert the people. They said that she's been studying dead deer, and the deer on this island have contracted this virus, and they're going to have to kill them all. They're going to have to kill every last deer on the island before the virus jumps and spreads to humans, which it already has. Said virus, I'm assuming, is going to turn out, and be the AIDS virus. Anyway, this man, he, walking and he stopped in the street because there's the water is like puddling up in front of a sewer. It's not really draining properly. And so he fiddle around and it's a dead, the severed head is there in the sewer, creating like a dam right there at the sewer because, of course, the head can't go down the drain. Of course, they got to get the police on this. And when the police go and talk to the medical examiner, she finds some stuff down his throat. It is a dark, was it a rainbow? I think she said it was a rainbow handkerchief. That'll be of importance later. So we see this group of lesbians storm the paper. They're demanding answers. They want to know what's going on. Like, all the stories are centered around the gays. What about what's going on in the lesbian community? Because this particular paper is supposed to be fashioned after a real paper that is ran by a gay man. And so most of the stories involve, gay people and what's happening within their community, the atrocities, all of that. So the editor of the paper, or the writer, he's writing about the gay issues, and he's like, I'm a gay man, so I'm writing about the gay man issues. I don't know nothing about the lesbian issues. And then, of course, they just leave begrudgingly. The man gets home. His name is, what's the man's name? I know his name, because I know I wrote it down. Maybe it'll come across soon. Anyway, the man, he gets home, and the detective on the case is his man. And of course, the detective on the case, his name is Patrick. Patrick is in the closet, of course. And so Detective Bay on the down low, he ain't public, and he ain't trying to go public, and so that the police force and everybody can find out that he's the source for all of that, for all that's going on in the public. And then, of course, his sexuality will be public in the paper. It will be public at the job. He just don't want everybody to know. Of course, the writer, he's feeling away because it's like, why did I get with somebody in the closet? Like, I'm not trying to be in the closet with you forever. And of course, Detective Bay, Patrick, he pacifies him, but the man fed up anyway, and he just leaves. We see another they're roommates. I was gonna say couple, but they're roommates. They're watching the news. One of them is depressed. I think he dealing with a breakup. His name is Adam. His roommate is like, let's get out the house. His roommate sells drugs. And so, and I feel like he sells, his body as well. But he want him to get out and do some things. He got to go and make a run anyway. And so they end up at this alley. And one of them, his roommate, Sully, he walk off with a stranger. He going to go do what he do. And he just leaves Adam by himself. And it's getting late. Sully still ain't came round. He looks up, and then there's this big, strong man. And he's in a leather mask, and he's just standing there. He calls out to his friend for help. Friend throat deep in some peen. And so he got to jump up. He like, I hear my friend calling me. I got to go. Of course, he runs, and, he doesn't find him. Adam goes to the police to report his roommate missing. He tells them about the leather man that he saw, and the guy feels like, of course they're not going, they're not going to do anything about it. This was so reminiscent of what we was just watching on Dahmer, with them people just completely turning a blind eye. They just don't care nothing about it. He tells him that he cares because he's talking to Patrick, I believe. I believe he was talking to Patrick, and we know Patrick is a part of the community. So he's like, I care. Some of us do care. He gives him a card and tells him, listen, once it's been 48 hours, you call me, and especially if he hasn't come back. Patrick goes to the chief about it, and the chief is homophobic, and he probably in the closet as well. Basically like these people come out here and they get missing. It just is what it is. They come to the city to get lost. They don't come to get killed. That's not why they come. Not Patrick. What's him? Oh, Patrick's man. He had a bath. He had some. He's somewhere. And he had a bathhouse, brothel. I don't know, but he's writing. Adam, is looking for his friend. He's asking around in there. He's worried, sulking or whatever. He sees this picture, and he asks about the photographer that took it. He kind of gets, brushed off or whatever. And Patrick's man, I really got to figure out what his name is. But anyway, he sees him, and overhears the conversation and tells me, the police aren't going to do anything, but I'll help you. I work for the paper. I'm a writer. I got you. Adam ends up going to the photographer, who happens to be with another model at the moment. When he's finished, Adam looks through the portfolio or whatever, and he sees, a lot of the pictures, are guys in ball and gag and all of that. The leather community. And the photographer, he's not answering any questions until Adam models for him. And so he tells him, to take off his shirt or whatever, and he just starts taking the picture. He's telling him about his friend Sully, who's missing, and of course the guy don't care. All he care about is his pictures. He ain't concerned about nothing else. Adam asks about the guy in the photo, and he says that we just call him Big Daddy. We ain't seen him in some months. I don't know, and we don't know his name. Photographer Bay, his name is I should do better, right, guys? I should really do better, and I should really take the time to at least figure out the characters' names. This is the first episode, though. By episode 2, I'm going to have it, okay? We're going to have it by episode 2. But anyway, Photographer Bay's boss, who happens to also be his man, he comes in, he talking shit, you know. He's like, he don't want no soft S&M, you know. It needs to be a little raunchier so he can sell to the highest bidder. We see Detective Patrick, he at the house smoking the weed, and his Bay is headed out the door, the writer, and they talk, you know, they talk. He said, you want to talk over a peace pipe? So they smoke one and have a conversation. He tells him that he talked to his boss, you know, about leaking the story to the press, and his boss told him if he did that, he gonna wind up dead too. Patrick, you know, tells him he can't give him any more details, you know, but if he has questions, you know, he'll answer some questions. So he asks about the blue handkerchief, and Ryder Bay explains, you know, the rules to the code. Light blue in your right pocket means that you give head. If it's in the left pocket, it means that you like to receive it. Gray is for bondage. Black is for S&M. Yellow is self-explanatory if you like to get peed on. Dark blue is for anal. And then he asked him about the brownstone bar. You know, he's not supposed to be investigating anything, you know, so he really doesn't want Ryder Bay to go down there digging, but he going down there anyway. He's gonna go down there anyway. Patrick, we see him meeting with his ex-wife. You know, she needs to sign the divorce papers. He's still calling her honey, and she like, honey, oh, that's what we doing. It triggers her. Don't be calling me honey. I used to be your honey. Somebody else is your honey now. Anyway, she's upset, of course. Why would you marry me? Why wouldn't you tell me before we got married? All of that. He said he thought that he could suppress the gay. Not so. He just gives her a kiss on the cheek, and it's just, listen, so sad. Just really pitiful. Poor thing. Gino is his name. I finally wrote it down. Gino. That's Ryder Bay. Gino is at the bar, and he's asked to join this gentleman, you know, at his table. And Gino tells him that he's a reporter and he's working on a story about the gays being targeted and killed in the community, and that, you know, there's a predator out there. He tells him about another bar that's 2 doors down. It's called the Hulk. And he tells him that he should probably go down there and look too. It's probably somebody in there that's suspicious. He tells him that this is the guy telling Gino that he likes to pick the guy. There's a strange guy. Excuse me. And he likes to pick the ones drinking Mai Tais. And once he leaves with them, he never sees them people again. And while they're talking, Patrick, we see him going into his closet, pulling down this box, and he got all his little stuff too. He got his bondage material, his leather stuff, all the bandanas. So he's up for it all. It's just depending on what night you catch him on. He got all the colors of the bandanas. Anyway, when he leaves, he walks past Photographer Bays. I ain't write his name down. He walked past his man's boyfriend at the table having a business meeting. And he's telling some young guy that he wants him to model for him. And the guy is like, I ain't really into the bondage photos. And he moved there to be an actor. And he tells him, I'm offering you your big comeback. You know, I'm offering you your big break. And you know that man fell for it. People always, I'm going to offer you your big break. Why y'all be believing that? They ain't got nan piece of documentation, nothing like that. But you just believing what they saying. Anyway, Gino, we see he's walking home and he's disoriented, you know, after having that drink. And I'm feeling like the man might have drugged him because that's who he was drinking with. Anyway, we see that there's this man, somebody, helps him, is talking to him, and they're putting him in a car and telling him not to worry, he'll be all right. Gino don't even know that man. He's just, disorienting, just getting on in the car. The struggling actor, he gets to the place to meet Sam. That's photographer Bay's man. His name, Sam. And instead, it's the man with the leather mask. He's standing at the door, at the top of the stairs, guarding the door. And when he goes inside, he does his shoot, and Boss Boo, he come in there, and he tell the man to get completely naked. The pictures just aren't raunchy enough for him. Once it's over, the photographer, he asks about Big Daddy, like, what's his real name? Do we know really anything about him? And he kind of brushes him off, and it's like, oh, I don't know. He's dead. I don't know. I think he died. And he just trying to smash. Okay, so I'm just ready to go ahead and take your clothes off and go on and let me. And photographer Bay is like, psh, no, go f yourself. So at the bathhouse, this lady, she's up singing slow tunes, for the people while they drink and be merry. Adam meets photographer Bay there. He also got questions about Big Daddy. And Adam, like, he's so worried about Sully. He's absent-minded. He ain't got nothing on his mind but finding his friend. And rightfully so. He gets accosted by the actor too, and he tells him he ain't really in the mood for sex. So everybody we've seen some of the same characters in a few different places. Sometimes they running into each other and knowing one another, and then other times it's just like they're just passing by, but they're all in the same area. All of their storylines are about to intertwine. Actor Bay go into the showers following some man, and then end up in a situation. Back on the island, we see they are killing all the deer. Killing them all. Poor deer. They ain't even know what was coming. I mean, they just shot them all. And that's where we end with episode 1. It has me intrigued by this whole deer aspect. I got to figure out what's going down. They need to take me around there to the lab a little bit more than they taking me to the bathhouse and all of that. Like, we get all that. We get all that. Somebody killing the gays. Now, about the deer. What's happening to the deer? It's people showing up. I mean, this is in episode 2. Let me just get there, because I was about to jump ahead and say, people are showing up with rashes, which they are. But we got to figure it out. I want to know. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.